everybody, welcome to Caketastic Cakes. It's Jen and I'm going to show you today how I made this little deer out of gum paste. And if you see me using any tools or supplies you can use, check the link in the description below. It should be able to help you out. Alright, to begin my deer, I am starting with some brown gum paste. And this is gum paste, not fondant. You could use fondant, I guess, if you had some CMC powder. But for now, I'm using gum paste. I'm kind of shaping it, as you can see, into almost a loose upside down cone there. I trimmed off the bottom because it was just a little too chunky. I'm sticking a 8-inch lollipop stick down the center of it, and then I'm going to stick it into my styrofoam through a paper towel there so it stays a little cleaner and everything. And that's going to anchor it and hold it in place while I build my deer. I'm using some just beige kind of creamy gum paste here. And I'm going to roll it out kind of flat and kind of oblong, like a big old oval or egg shape, if you will, kind of a rough shape. It's not a perfect shape, it's a rough shape. That's going to be the deer's creamy little belly. So once I have a nice size, it's nice and long enough, tuck it around the bottom of the deer and then cut the extra off. If you're ever doing bellies like this where you do want it to go underneath them, make sure you do wrap it all the way underneath so you don't have a seam along the bottom. And then he's got a nice little belly. Alright, now I'm going to do his back legs. I'm starting with a ball and I'm kind of rolling it almost into like a tadpole shaped and kind of flattening it off. You see, so it's got a big round flat circle at the top and almost like a little bit of an S kind of shape coming out the bottom. That's going to be his back leg with his back haunch, I guess you could call it, with his leg attached, and I have it bent up to kind of give it the idea of his leg being bent and that he's sitting kind of nicely there. So I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. I started with a ball, I rolled out that one long end, so now it's more like a little tadpole, and flatten the end just like before so it's not too thick or anything like that. If it is too thick, just trim it. You know, you can cut it, see how fat it is. It's really fat. Just cut it down the side, and that way you'll make it thinner without losing all the work that you've already done. And it still has that other little skinny tail of the tadpole now kind of shaped like a little hook. So now he's got his little back legs and his little haunches, and he's good. All right, that's a little black ball of gum paste that I've got there, and that's going to become his hooves. So I'm taking it and kind of rolling it between my fingers while pinching it so it's round but flat on the top and bottom. And then with the little bit of water that you saw me paint onto there, I just press it into place. And there you go. He's got his little back feet all done. He is really not hard. This is going to be his front legs now. I'm just rolled out that piece of brown, long and thin. Cut the two ends off, as you can see, but keep an eye on those. They're going to come into play later. And I'm taking the one piece that I made and cutting it in half. And now I've got his front legs. Like, that's seriously it. Nice and easy. I just flattened the one end between my two fingers, put a little bit of water on there. It was a little thick, so I wiped it on the paper towel there. Just kind of blotted it. And then place it up on his shoulders and kind of wrap it around toward the front of his body. Do the same thing for the other. I just flatten the one end, paint some water on, wrap it around, and place it on his body and position his little legs, you know, however you want to do. I'm going to have him bent up a little bit more. There we go. And then I'm going to add his little hooves. Same thing as I did before. I just took a little black ball of gum paste and kind of flattened it so it was round on the sides and flat on the top and bottom, and just press it up against his legs. And there you go. Feet. Now that little piece of arm, or yeah, I guess front legs you could say, that I told you keep an eye on, we're going to make his tail into that. It's already kind of triangular shape, so I'm just going with it. I'm taking a little bit of that beige. I flattened it out, as you see. I'm just kind of rough shaping it to make it fit the shape of the tail, kind of triangular. And that's going to be his tail. So that's it. Yes, I'm putting a little bit of water on the brown side. And I'm going to press the brown side against him so his little creamy tail shows. There you go. He's a little white-tailed deer now, or creamy-tailed deer now. Okay, this is going to be his head. I started with a ball and kind of shaped it into, again, a little bit of a cone. But I'm going to make it a stronger cone shape, or more of a muzzle shape. So I pressed down more around the muzzle. Kind of, you see where my thumbs are going there? So now he's got more of a muzzle shape. I'm putting two little black pieces of gum paste on for his eyes. I just added some water to his head, as you saw, and just press them on. And I'm keeping them small. I don't want them real big or anything. A little black piece of gum paste right there for his nose. He's got his nose now. And this is going to become his ears. I'm kind of flattening out a piece, like a big old tic tac sort of, cutting it in half as best I can so it's, you know, pretty much even in shape and size. I use my handle to press down in the center, just hollow it out a little. Some more of that beige that I flattened out there. Going to cut, again, little triangles out of it. Well, sort of. You know, it was already sort of triangular shape. But some water inside the ear. Press the cream inside the ear, just right down into it with the back of the paintbrush handle again, you see? And now you've got his ears. So yes, again, not too hard. A little bit of water, place him on his head. And I'm placing them a little bit to the sides, not quite on top of his head. I'm going to be adding antlers to them, so I want to add room, you know, or leave room, I should say, so that they will not be in the way of anything. And now I'm going to show you how I did the antlers. The antlers are kind of a hodgepodge because I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I rolled out some of the brown. It's a little bit thicker. I know it looks kind of thin there, but it actually is a little bit thicker. I cut just kind of a bunch of nicks out of it, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I cut it in half, and I'm like, maybe I can work with this. So I cut it in half, and then I ended up cutting 3 circles out of it while leaving, you know, the rest kind of connected. So it looks kind of rough and choppy, but it'll come together a little bit better. So now I've got those crazy points and angles that I am just working between my fingers to kind of round off and make a little bit thicker. So now they're less, I don't even know, weapon looking and more antler looking. These are going to have to sit for a little bit before you attach them to the deer's head. Right now they're too soft, and if you stick them on, they're probably going to flop. I let them sit for like half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour. It wasn't too long. And when they were firm enough, I put 2 little soft balls of gum paste on his head with some water. Add some water to the top, and then carefully press the antlers. You see how they set up? They're nice and stiff now. Carefully press them down into the gum paste balls. So now they are nice and anchored on his head, not going anywhere. Cute little deer, right? Looking good. Going to add one little final touch to my buck, and then we'll be all done. I've got my edible food coloring marker, and now he's happy. He's a happy deer. And now he's ready for your next woods-themed cake or whatever you got going on. So I hope you found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe because it really does help me out too. I've got a lot of other videos out there, so please take a look. And as always, thank you for watching Caketastic Cakes. And don't forget too, if you have any suggestions that you'd like to see, you could check those out. I've got a list of supplies and tools in the description below. It'll take you to my website, so you can look at that. See if there's anything there, because that does help me out with affiliate links. These are all just little ways you can say thank you that I really, really appreciate. So once again, thank you for watching Caketastic Cakes.